So I had a little lecture from my sister about not looking in the camera. What's it called? What's this thing called? Viewfinder. Viewfinder. However, I'm just scared I'm not in focus. And she's also given me a lecture on how to make autofocus work on this camera. And I have done that, but still not doing it. So I'm still having to like do it manually. So I'm really frickin' hoping this is in focus. I'm gonna ring her. Maybe. Let's ring her and see if she can help. My eyesight is so bad that from like this angle I can't see in the camera whether it's in focus because I'm blind. So everything just looks blurry. My sister's in Australia, so I think it's okay to ring her at this time. I'm not really sure. Hi!
Hello.
Okay, just quickly, I am filming, but you know what you said about the autofocus thing?
Yeah.
I got it on, you have to have it on AF, yes?
Yeah.
It's on that.
Right.
And it's not doing it.
I have no idea then.
Can you tell me? Hang on. I'm too blind so I can't see. Hang on. By the way, eyebrows. Appreciate.
Oh, very good. Did you use your pomade?
I did. Okay, I just looked back at that clip just to check it was in focus and I think we're good. Do you know what? They can wait. So, the last video I did, I decided to take my camera off of the window ledge because the sun was annoying me. And however, when I went to edit that video, it was just so dark and dull and I looked orange and it was just horrendous. So we've decided to come back to the windowsill where the sun is constantly in my eyes and it's great. So I'm super sorry about the lighting. Oh, I really shouldn't look at the sun. Really super sorry about the lighting changing, but I have asked Elliot for a little one of the like round ring lights or like a light box for my birthday, just so that we can be in different positions around the room and it not be a problem. So if anybody knows of any, thank you Bus, if anybody knows of any decent lights, that would be fabulous, because I'm not really sure what I'm looking for. And man, my belly's really itchy. Do you know what we did? We used hair removal cream on my belly because it was getting really out of hand, and I think where the hair's like coming back, thicker, may I add, it's just getting really itchy. Either that or I'm stretching, or both. So, I have a really bad habit of like just talking before I actually can't tell you what the video's about. Today I decided I'd do my 20-week pregnancy update, symptoms and bump update. If you're anything like me, you watch these videos kind of just for the bump. I watch all these videos and then I'll skip right to the end just to see the bump. But my bump will be at the end of this video, so if you wanted to see that part, you're gonna have to skip right to the end because that's where it's gonna be. But if you like to hear all about what we've been experiencing this week, then just keep watching. So initially I wasn't going to do this video because I thought, well, honestly, my symptoms aren't a great deal different to what they were back when I was 19 weeks. Today I'm 21 weeks and a day, and I was sat there and I was trying to make a little list just to see whether it was worth filming, and there was actually a lot, and a lot I had forgotten about. And some symptoms that have just like generally like elevated. The first thing I've been suffering with more than I have been is the sickness, which is so strange because like I said previously in my 19-week update, for about 10 weeks I was sickness free, or nausea free if you like, and I was really good and I had lots of energy. I think the main problem is when I get hungry now. If I leave that hunger too long, it does get bad and I do begin to feel really nauseous and really not okay. And that's been happening like sort of 3 to 4 times a week, so it is a lot more common than it was. So I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe it's just it's maybe when the baby is like, hey, food time mum, come on, give me some food. But usually it's not the whole day, which is good. It'll just be like a little snippet during the day, and I just need to lie down and just need to sleep it off or whatever. The only annoying part is when I'm at work and I can't do anything. I am on my feet. I'm a waitress, so I'm always on my feet, so that's really, really not helpful. So I kind of just keep my fingers crossed that it doesn't happen at work. So the second thing on my list is the hormones. Again, I think I talked about this in my 19-week, but honestly didn't become much of an issue up until I was like 19, 20 weeks. Up until that point, I hadn't really felt any different in myself. You have your normal bad days, but they were just my normal bad days. Whereas now, I just have like peaks during the day where I'm super, super sad, but for no, and I know this, I know that I'm like sad for no reason, but I just feel like my world is ending and life is is just the worst. And then I'll have really, really like peaks of like happiness, which is a lot more common, which is good. And I definitely feel like I'm at that stage of pregnancy where they say you're glowing, if you like, because I feel it in my mood. I feel a lot more just bright and chirpy and happy than I do sad, which is good. But it's like this morning I woke up and I was just in a foul mood. I didn't like anybody or anything or life. But that's like literally disappeared in 2 hours. All it took was I had to get up and just feel pretty and just have my cup of tea and my breakfast, and I was fine again. But it is really, really funny because you know that you're just feeling rubbish and feeling not yourself, and you know it's for no reason whatsoever other than pregnancy. So it makes it a little bit like more bearable, because you're just like, it's just this child that's making me feel like this. But I love you. I love you really. Oh yeah, also like with the like hormones and the mood swings is like my feistiness. Like I never had a backbone before I was pregnant. I was not very good at all at like sticking up for myself. I was very good at sticking up for my friends or my family. If anybody upset my sister, oh god. But since I've been pregnant, it's great. I'm loving life because I just have such a backbone now. And I'm not afraid of anything. Like, if someone upsets me, they know about it. And I'm not afraid to like say something or speak up. And I think that's something to do with like that like protection instinct that you have for your child. It's almost as if they're trying to like hurt them as well. Like, I don't know what it is, but I love it. And that's never gonna go away now, which I'm completely okay with. Third point on my list is hip pain. This started about 3 days ago now, and I remember it was about 2 or 3 days ago, and I woke up with it and it was just like, it is my hips, but it's at the back. It's like here. Makes sense? And it was just like, it's almost the sort of pain you get when you're on your period, but it was just like throbbing and just aching and pulling, and it didn't matter like what position I sat in. It was not working, it was not okay, and I was just so uncomfortable the whole day. And this shortness of breath thing is also still a thing, and I'm just getting out of breath by like talking too much. Love cold tea. Also, alongside like the hip pain, the day before the hip pain, I had rib pain for the first time. And I feel like I kind of experienced this a little bit later than some women do, because a friend of mine is also pregnant. She is 26 weeks, so she's a few weeks ahead of me. But I asked her, when did you start experiencing rib pain? Because I had it this day, and initially I thought it was like indigestion or something like that. But I could tell it was like specifically my ribs that felt like they were just doing this. It was horrible, and I couldn't sit up. I couldn't sit up like this. I couldn't sit upwards on the sofa. I was just led down the entire day, and I remember I was at my mum's house for half the day, and she was like, Amber, just lie down, stretch out. She's like, you've got plenty more of this to come. Thanks, Mum. Yeah, my friend of mine said that she experienced this to begin with at sort of 17/18 weeks. So I'm very grateful it's only happening now. And that definitely happened for a couple of days straight. My hips and my ribs feel good today, so I am embracing it while I can. Our fifth thing on my list is cramps. I have also spoke about this in my previous video. And I even said in that video, it's gonna get so much worse. And it hurts. Oh my gosh, it's gone so much worse. And it has now gotten to that point of just like I don't move my leg in time and I wake up and it is already cramped, or like I'll go to stretch my leg and it will cramp right up on my calf muscle, or like on the side of my thigh where my hips are. And I also find myself having to like turn either side like during the night because I just can't stay for like too long on one side because it hurts my thigh and the side of my hip so much. Oh god, and we've got like 20 more weeks of this to go. The sixth thing I have is the clumsiness. So my little app this morning gave me a little insight into what this could be about, because me and my boss at work yesterday were having a bit of a laugh about how I just blame everything on the child now, and everything that I do wrong is the child's fault basically. But I keep dropping things. Like this whole week I can't grasp anything. I can't hold, I just drop it. It just is like I have no grip. Or I'm like wobbling, or I bump into things. And my little app said, as you adjust to your changing size, a little clumsiness, is to be expected. You're carrying more weight, your centre of gravity has changed, your joints are loose and your muscle coordination is reduced. It's no wonder that you keep bumping into things. Or dropping things in my case. So that was quite reassuring to read. And that I'm not just an idiot, even though I'm just an idiot. Pregnant ladies, if you're dropping things, if you're bumping into things, because you are with child, and your centre of gravity has changed. Which is really, really interesting actually. I never realised that, I didn't think about that. So next on my list is a little bit TMI, but as we have already covered and discussed, everything in pregnancy is TMI. And I also want like these videos to be helpful to women who maybe, I don't know, don't have access to as much information as I do, or you know, I know that if I didn't have the people around me that I do, I wouldn't know half the stuff I know about this, being a first-time mum, etc. I definitely wouldn't want, you know, young mums or teen mums feeling like they're alone, or that they're weird, or that something that is completely normal that is happening to them is weird. Because 99% of the time it is this little bean's fault that all this stuff is happening, and that is discharge, and lots of it. At the beginning of pregnancy, I didn't know about this. I'd never been told that this was a thing. Thank God for like the apps that I have, because they just enlighten me so much. But excess discharge, or a lot of discharge, is completely normal. Yes, so what I found helpful is wearing actually sanitary pads, because all my ladies will know what I'm talking about when I say it is super, super uncomfortable when there is lots of that going on. So sanitary pads definitely help, and they still come in useful even when you're pregnant. The next thing I have is also TMI, but super funny, is the gas. Wow. So it says the increasing pressure your uterus is placing on your rectum can mean that you're having a hard time containing yourself with gas. So yeah, that's definitely why there is more gas. I was in bed the other night and for 3 hours straight, and I thought, are you done yet? Like, is there possibly anything else that needs to come out? Because do you know what? I felt very, very good after that. Also the burping, like the second I drink anything that's not water, or I eat too much, like I'm burping for hours afterwards. It's great fun. You know what? I'm loving it. And the final thing I have on my list is not a symptom at all. It is something that some women do go through or will experience in pregnancy, and it was something I definitely didn't think about that I probably should have thought about. It's not so much of a problem anymore because I have got some tablets. When I went for my 16-week midwife appointment, she told me that my blood work that came back, there was a significant like drop in my iron levels. And she explained to me about how, you know, baby is trying to absorb a lot of all of the important things, you know, all of the important nutrients that you're taking in. And how do you say that word? Admittedly, I was not eating enough greens or vegetables, all of the good things that have all of those nutrients in it, such as iron. This was, I think, down to my first trimester, and all of the foods I was craving were completely not healthy whatsoever and junk food. And I stupidly just, even though you're supposed to be healthy during pregnancy, as healthy as you possibly can, I just wasn't thinking, and I was not eating all of the foods I should have been. So once she told me this, I obviously upped all of the good stuff, all of the broccoli and all of the spinach and all of the good stuff, and I also got to put on some iron supplements. And I've been taking those since, so I've been taking those for 17, 18, 19, 20, so about 4 to 5 weeks. Prior to finding out I was deficient in iron, I was super tired, and I could not go sort of 2 or 3 days at work without just feeling drained and exhausted. And I was just putting this down to pregnancy. It didn't even occur to me that you could be deficient in something. I just didn't think whatsoever. And so when she said that, like a little light bulb went off, and I was like, of course. And she said, of course, you know, to some extent you feel tired during pregnancy, and she said, but that shouldn't sort of be, you shouldn't be feeling that tired. And since then I've had so much more energy. It's amazing. I can do my days at work without feeling completely and utterly like overwhelmed and exhausted. Obviously still tired, because everything's a little bit more harder now, but it's easier. So yes, that's everything I have on my list. Baby is definitely growing a lot quicker, and I also know the sex of the baby. So I think I'm gonna do a separate video about that. We didn't do a gender reveal. I haven't filmed any of the finding out process, just because in the ultrasound rooms here in the UK you're not allowed to film, and you're not allowed photography, so it's kind of impossible for us to create a video, you know, even if we wanted to do a gender reveal. We're both so impatient, we just were so excited to find out. We just found out there and then, and I think it's really important to have moments that are off camera and are just private and between you and your partner. I think that's really important. So you'll maybe see that video in a week or so once I've come up with an idea. But I will now move on to the bump update. Honestly, I don't think bump has grown significantly in these past couple of weeks. Kind of looks the same. They have definitely changed shape, I think. They were more at the bottom last time. It was sort of a bottom bump, and now it's sort of spreading out a little bit more. But enough talking, I'll like go and show you. Just take a second for this top as well. How beautiful is the top? It's like a perfect pregnancy top. They look a bit different in clothes because this is a baggy top. But this is them with the top on, with the clothes on. As you can see, it's definitely moving up more. And then if I lift, I'm kind of like one knee on the bed, one off. It's not going very well. So this is a 21-week belly. Ooh. So yeah, that is my 20-week update and 21-week bump update. I hope you enjoyed this video. If anybody has any suggestions for videos they'd like to see, please don't be shy. Please put them down below, because I struggle a little bit with what videos to put up. And hello to the few new subscribers I have. think I've gained like 20 of you, so thank you for subscribing. It's nice to meet you. And I hope you enjoy the videos, and keep watching, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video.